Hello, welcome. So glad that you could make it. If you're new to the class, thanks so much for stopping by. This is the fourth in a series of 5 classes designed to give you sort of a basic feel for my approach to teaching yoga. There's a lot of different types of yoga out there, and every teacher can kind of even have their own take. So my yoga classes that I teach are very much about wellness, mindfulness, resilience. So don't worry, you're not going to have to turn yourself into a human pretzel. It's not about that. It's about learning how to use mindfulness techniques to heal stress damage so that we can build back stronger and more resilient, which is our theme for the day. All right, would love to hear from you in the chat. If you want to pop in and just say, hey, I'm here. And also if you have any questions in the chat. My husband Todd is doing our moderator position, so he might be able to help you out if you have a question. And then I will be taking questions after class regarding the class. So this is a reschedule from our Tuesday class. We had some technical difficulties, but we've got it all worked out, and we're really happy to get to come to you live this morning, so thank you for being here. All right, so take a moment to close your eyes and tune into your breath. Release your shoulders. Tune into the feeling of the breath flowing in and out. Feel your sits bones making contact with your chair or the floor, wherever you are. One more round of breath here. And then allow your eyes to softly open. So we're building resilience through discernment in our yoga practice today. So you may be familiar with Nietzsche's quote that that which does not kill us makes us stronger. Well, I think Dr. Herbert Benson, who is the sort of the father of mind-body research as we understand it in modern times, might have a few things he wants to add to that. Because, you know, according to his research that spans decades now, the stress that comes from that which does not kill us, if unaddressed in our bodies, can build up and actually have very damaging impacts later on. So his research explains the healing properties of the relaxation response to heal stress damage. So one thing about humans is our nervous systems are built differently for handling stress, say, than like a gazelle in Africa. So if that gazelle goes through a stress event where, say, it's almost eaten by a predator, the gazelle, after it has left the event, will shake very, very vigorously. And through this shaking process, they are moving the stress that they just incurred out of their nervous system. So you may be familiar with the phrase, shake it off, shake it off. Okay, well, there's some wisdom in that. That shaking of the nervous system for the gazelle is how they push the reset button and disconnect from that stress event so they have room to move forward. In yoga, I like to relate it to humans in this way. So we don't have quite the same response. We can't just like have that vigorous shake and poof, all of that stress just disappears. But we can wring the stress and tension out of our bodies and our nervous systems with our breath and our yoga practice. Think of your body like a sponge. And as you're going through your life, that sponge may be soaking up stress, all right? That sponge gets to a certain point and it can no longer absorb anymore. And I believe, Dr. Benson would argue that that's when we start to develop health issues, okay? So we've got to wring the stress out of that sponge on a regular basis so that we can create space for more. That's how we make ourselves stronger in the face of stress. That's how we build resilience so that we can grow stronger in the face of adversity. All right, let's do some yoga. I'm going to step on back here and bring my class notes with me. Take your chair to your yoga mat and make sure you've got your strap and your block handy. Yeah, so resilience is very much about nervous system care. So we're going to go through our practice today really tuning into wringing stress and tension out of the body, releasing the nervous system. And we're also going to discern if we're going too far in a pose, because this is a self-care practice. This is a wellness practice. So we don't want to add too much stress. We want to release stress from the nervous system. So I'll guide you through that as we go. Once again, come to a comfortable seated position. Turn your focus inward to the breath. Feel the breath moving in through the nostrils, expanding. As you exhale, soften and release your shoulders, soften and release your hips and glutes. Inhale, fill the belly, fill the back, fill the heart space with breath. And as you exhale, soften and release the neck, the shoulders, the hips, the glutes. We'll begin our practice chanting Om, Ah, O, and we'll do that one time. Allow the breath to flow in. Om. Gently open the eyes. Big breath into the belly. Nice long spine. Exhale, draw your belly button in and bring your right knee up. So if you have a hard time reaching your knee, use your strap. Wrap the strap around the knee and then draw the knee up. And we're going to flex the foot, point the toe. Flex the foot, point the toe. One more, flex the foot, point the toe, and then circles. Circling the foot around, continue to deepen the breath. As we gently warm up the body, reverse the direction when you are ready. And then come back to the foot flexed. Big breath in. Exhale, see if you can squeeze that leg a little bit closer into the torso. And then engage your core. Pull your belly in as you slowly lower that foot down to the floor. Big breath into the belly. Exhale, pull the belly and bring the left leg up. Release your shoulders, and then we're going to point the toe, flex the foot, point the toe, flex the foot, point the toe, flex the foot. One more, point and flex. Now circles, slowly deepening your breath. And reverse the direction when you are ready. One more. And then big breath into the belly. Exhale, pull the belly in, flex that foot, squeeze, squeeze, building muscle tension as you draw that leg in just a little bit more. And then go ahead and engage your core as you slowly release the foot to the floor. Good. Seated Sun Salutation. So make sure you're all the way up at the front of your chair. Your sits bones, the bony part of the bum, are taking weight evenly. And we'll move into the seated Sun Salutation to help warm up our bodies a little bit more. Arms dangling at your sides. Inhale, scoop the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. If you have low blood pressure, you might just want to come to here. Or if you want to go all the way into a forward fold, take your knees wide and let your head come down. If you've got low blood pressure, keep your head above your heart. Deepen the breath here. And then we're going to root down through the feet and rise back up. Big breath in. Exhale, squeeze the right knee into the chest. Draw the shoulders down. Squeeze, squeeze, build the tension. And then release. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen up. Bring the fingertips to the front of the knees. Arch your back. Exhale, draw the belly in. Forward fold. One round of breath here. And then inhale, big breath in. Come on up. Bring the left knee into the chest. Squeeze, squeeze. Draw the leg in. Pull the shoulders down. And then forward fold. Big breath in. Exhale, root down through the feet. Rise up, reach up. Inhale the hands to prayer position this time. Bring your shoulders back and down. Draw your belly in. Press the palms firmly into one another. Spread your fingers. Press the fingers into one another. Feel the muscle energy building in the hands and the forearms. As you draw your shoulder blades down the back, feel the muscle energy building in the tops of the shoulders and the upper back. One more round of breath here. Don't forget the belly. Draw your belly in. Root the tailbone into your chair. And then let's go another round. Seated Sun Salutation. Inhale, scoop the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, right knee into the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down through the feet. Rise up, fingertips on the knees, arch the back. Seated cobra. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left knee into the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down through the feet, rise up, reach up. Exhale the hands to prayer position. Pull the shoulders down the back, draw the belly in, press the palms into one another, spread the fingers. Deepen the breath. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, pull the belly in, keep the core working. One more round of breath here. And then inhale, one more time, scoop the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root down through the feet to come up. Bring the right knee into the chest. Exhale. Inhale, forward fold. Exhale, root down through the feet. Seated cobra, arch the back. Inhale. Forward fold. And then exhale, left knee into the chest, squeeze the knee in, and then release, forward fold. Inhale, root down, rise up, reach up. And exhale, release the pose. Find your block and your strap. Bring the block between your knees, and your ankles are under the knees. So I'm going skinny way with the block here. So this is a yoga block, not a brick. So we've got almost 4 inches here of width. If you need to go this way to be more comfortable, go for it. Just feel into it for what's the most comfortable for your hips as we do this pose with the block. Gently hug the knees into the block. Take a hold of your strap. We're going to bring the strap to shoulder width. That means if I drew a line from the center of my shoulder, it would line up with the center of my wrist. So shoulder width apart. Inhale, outer edges of the collarbones lift. Exhale, pull the belly in, root the tailbone into the chair. Hands are shoulder width apart on the strap, and we're going to isometrically pull the hands away from one another. Now, this is the discernment part. Feel into how much work it takes for you to feel that stretch in the top of the shoulders, that muscle energy firing up at the top of the shoulders. If you start to tremble, you're going too hard for this practice for resilience today, okay? So we're looking for just enough muscle energy to feel a little bit of work, but we want to be able to hold the pose and breathe slowly and steadily without fatiguing, okay? So if you need to back off on the pose, just ease up on that muscle tension. And if you need to come out of the pose entirely because you are still continuing to shake, just release your shoulders, roll them out, and enjoy the breath, okay? All right, so everybody release your shoulders. Bring your shoulders down, give them a few rolls, forward and back. And then we're going to go back into that again. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, pull the belly in, bring your arms out. Wrists are shoulder width apart. Little bit of muscle energy as you pull the hands away from one another. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, belly in, and then don't forget the legs. Hug the knees gently into the block. We're going to twist again, like we did last summer. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, draw the belly in, and we're going to keep facing forward as you bring your arms to the right. Twisting the upper torso over to the right. Deepen the breath here. And then inhale, come on back to center. Exhale, going to the left. Facing forward. Let your arms and shoulders and upper torso do the work of the twist. And then come on back to hands forward. Release your strap, turn your palms, face the sky. Let's roll the shoulders. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down. Reverse the direction. Inhale, back, up. Exhale, forward, down. Inhale, back, up. Exhale, forward, down. Set your strap and your block off to the side. We're going to do a variation of camel pose in the chair. So we're going to start with our knees hip width apart. Ankles are under the knees. Nice long spine. Take a hold of the back of your chair seat. And then draw your shoulder blades down your back. Lift your chin slightly. Getting just a little arch in that upper back. From here, big breath in. Exhale, draw the belly in. And feel your sits bones and your tailbone rooting into the chair as we slide the right foot and work the right foot underneath your chair as much as you are able to. Drop the right knee down to the floor. So we're lengthening and stretching the front right hip. So if you are very flexible, see if you can get that thigh perpendicular to the floor. If not, just work that foot back as much as you can and then root down through the right foot. Feel the stretch, feel the engagement at the top of the right thigh and at the front of the right hip. Good. Keep that work. And again, we're playing with discerning how much muscle energy we need to use to get that work, to wring out the tension there without over fatiguing. One more round of breath in this position. And then big breath in. Exhale, scoot the foot forward. Take a moment to bring your hands to your lap. Shake out your hips. Roll the shoulders. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward, up. Exhale, back down. Reverse the direction. And then we'll go to the other side for our seated camel. Hands are behind you. Bring the roof of the mouth back over the body. Little bit of an arch in the back. Draw that left foot under the seat. Bring the left knee down towards the floor. Now root down through that foot. Feel the engagement in the lower left quadrant, the front of the left hip, and the top of that thigh. Deepen the breath. Engage that muscle energy. Keep the heart soft and expansive. Allow your breath to flow and expand inward. And think of the exhale as a softening and a releasing of your heart. One more round of breath here. And then come on up out of the pose. Stretch the right leg out. Flex the foot. Make sure you're secure on your chair. And then we're going to stretch the back of that leg. So hands to the hips. Root your tailbone back as you let the heart come forward. Big breath in. Exhale, keep the belly engaged as you open the heart and allow your heart to move forward over the leg. So the shoulders are back and down the back. We're keeping our neck in alignment with our spine as we just stretch the back of that right leg. Right foot is flexed. One more round of breath here. And then we always want to be very careful coming up out of a forward fold. How do we do that? Big breath in. Expand with breath. Hold that expansion as you lengthen up through your spine. Come back to seated. Switch sides. Right leg bent, left leg straight. Flex that left foot. Make sure you're secure on your chair. Hands are on the hips. Big breath in. Exhale, forward folding. Pull your belly in. Engage the core to support you. Feel that lengthening and stretching in the back of the left leg. Left foot is flexed. Enjoy your breath. One more round of breath here. And then inhale, expand. Lengthen up as you come out of the pose. Exhale, release. We're going to make our way to standing now. So I'm going to turn my chair having the back close to me. So I'm going to bring the chair to the top of my mat. So I've got plenty of room to work here. And I'm going to come to standing at the back of the chair. So take a moment to get your chair position and then come to standing with your feet hip width apart. Nice long spine. Release the hands to the top of the chair. Root the toes down, root the four corners down into the floor. Four corners of the feet. And just to review from our previous class, that's the mound of the big toe, the pinky toe, and the outer corners of the heels rooting down. And as you do that, feel the muscle engagement beginning to build in the legs. Keep that. Lengthen up through your spine. Soften your shoulders. Okay, so this is home base. As we go through these standing poses, if you begin to fatigue to the point where you are trembling, you can come out of the pose to home base. Root down through the legs, engage the lower body, Soften the shoulders and focus on the breath. There's so much healing and resilience building to be gained even just through a breath practice by itself. And we have plenty of research to back that statement up. If you're curious about reading some of it, reach out to me, message me. I'd love to share it with you. All right, so here we go. Home base. Now we're going to step back. Hands are shoulder width apart on the chair. Step all the way back into standing down dog. I'm going to bring my hips over my heels and extend my arms forward. I have low blood pressure, so I'm going to keep my head elevated above my heart. Spread the fingers wide like you're shooting lightning bolts out of the fingers. Draw the belly up and in to protect the back. So I'm flattening my back upward, and then try to straighten your legs as much as possible. If you cannot, that's okay. Bend the knees, and then just work on softening and releasing the back of your thighs with the exhale. Inhale, expand. Exhale, soften and release the back of the thighs. Push down through the hands into the top of the chair. Feel the work in the arms. One more round of breath here. And then to come up safely, big breath in, expand. Walk on up to the back of the chair. Take a moment to soften and release your shoulders. Return to home base. Root down through the feet. Deepen the breath. Allow all of the tension that you created in that last pose to just soften, release, and drain away into the floor. One more round of breath here. And then hands are on the top of the chair and step back until your arms are straight, but we want the body to be straight as well. Oh, actually, grab your block. We're going to protect our knees in this next position. We're going to do a variation of chair pose at the back of the chair. So get your block. We're going to bring it skinny-wise to the knees. Get that block in place. Make sure that your toes are pointing straight forward. And then here we go with the hands on the chair. Draw the belly in. My spine is vertical. Shoulders back and down, and I'm going to bend the knees, just bringing in a little bit of squat. Now, if you have pain in your knees and you need to go to a wider stance, you can switch the block and try it this way. Bring your feet wider as well. Keep the core pulling in. So you can think about the top of your ribs and the top of your pelvis kind of coming together and flattening the back. As you bend the knees, keep the heart open, keep the spine lifting. Feel that muscle energy building and working in the thighs, the glutes, the hips. Again, if you begin to tremble and you're going too far, maybe try not to bend the knees quite so much. If you're still trembling there, come on back to home base, have a few breaths, and then you can join back in after you rest a second. One more round of breath in this position. And then big breath into the belly. Exhale, pull the belly up and in. Set your block to the side. Step back to down dog one more time. Heels come back under the hips. Arms are straight and strong. Draw your belly up and in. Press the palms into the top of the chair. Soften and release the back of the thighs. Take a moment to notice if you feel any difference in the back of the thighs as you go into the pose now a second time. Maybe you can get the knees just a little bit straighter this time. Maybe you can push down just a tiny bit more with the hands. Ease into deepening the poses tiny bit by tiny bit. One more round of breath here. And then inhale, big breath in, lengthen up, come on back to the back of the chair. Take a moment, home base. Root down through the feet. Soften the shoulders. Lengthen up through the crown. Close your eyes and feel into your balance. Notice if one foot seems to be taking weight a little bit more than another. Try to even that out. Equalize the weight from toe to heel and from right to left. One more round of breath in this position. And then we'll go ahead and turn that chair so the seat is facing us. We're going to go into another variation of chair pose. This time we're going to try to go just a little bit deeper. So feet are hip width apart. Give yourself enough space between the front of the chair where you can reach down and get a little bit of a forward fold, but we're going to bend the knees. Take a hold of the front sides of the chair. Bring the shoulders back and down. And if you have knee issues and you want to stabilize your knees, you've got your block handy. So we don't want the knees moving in towards one another. We want them moving straight forward to the chair. So if you have knees that tend to come in, use a block. All right. So I'm going to boldly go without my block here and deepen my pose personally, incrementally. So toes are pointing straight forward. We've got a hold of the chair for stability, bending the knees. Now we're going to breathe into the back, expand with breath, and then come a little bit deeper, root the toes down, root the heels down. If you start to tremble, then you can always take a little bit of that weight off of the legs and bring it forward into your hands. And then you can actually kind of go back and forth. So you can come back into your squat, knees moving forward. If you start to tremble, that's okay. Just slowly shift your weight slightly forward into the hands. One more round of breath here. And then push down through the hands. We're going to shake out the hips, shake the legs, let your hands take quite a bit of the weight. Then we're going to do some dips for the upper body. Bring your hands halfway between the front and the back of the chair, here at the sides of the chair. If you need to bend your knees to do this, that's fine. If you've got two blocks, you could always put two blocks side by side on the top of the chair if you need a little bit more height. All right, so dipping the torso. Inhale, big breath into the belly. Exhale, release your elbows back toward your hips. So elbows are moving back, not sideways, not chicken wing, back towards the hips. All right, let your nose come down towards the chair. Big breath in. Exhale, push down through the hands, come back up. Inhale. Exhale, dip again. Let that heart move down toward the seat of the chair. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, release. Remember to keep that belly toned and pulling in to protect the back. Inhale, push down through the arms. If you want to work deeper, go slower. Inhale, releasing down. And exhale, pushing back up. One more round. Inhaling down. And exhale, push on back up. Bring the left hand to the center of your chair. Bend the left leg. Left knee bends towards the chair. Try to keep the right leg as straight as possible. Left hand On the chair, inhale, open the heart to the right. Right shoulder back, left shoulder back. Open the heart to the sky. Deepen the breath. Again, if you start to tremble, then you're probably going a little bit too hard. We just want to feel the muscle energy building and hugging into the nervous system. And then we're using that breath to soften and release the heart center. Opening the heart. One more round of breath here. And then big breath into the belly. Exhale, bring the right hand down, switch sides. Now we're going to bend the right leg forward, left leg is as straight as possible. Open the heart to the left. Right shoulder back, bring the head back, bring the left shoulder back. Slow the breath. Open that heart. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, soften and release the heart center. One more round of breath here. And then inhale, big breath in. Exhale, draw the belly in, bring both hands down. And then slowly make your way to standing. Hands are in prayer position. Inhale, shoulders back and down. Root down through the legs. Soften and release the shoulders. Close your eyes and check your balance. Root down through the mound of the big toe. Root down through the pinky toe. Root down through the heels. Draw your belly in. Feel the tailbone rooting into the earth. Inhale, imagine pulling the breath in through the crown of the head, expanding. And as you exhale, send the breath down through the feet, back into the earth, softening and releasing with the exhale. Hands in prayer position at the heart center. A little bit of work as the hands press into one another. But even as you're using this muscle energy, try to soften the shoulders. Melt the heart. One more round of breath in this position. And then we'll release the pose. Bring your chairs back to where we started. All right. Seated eagle pose. Hi, Ruth. Welcome to class. Thanks for being here. All right, so we have phases for seated eagle pose. We're going to start with the knees together. Bring the right ankle in front of the left. This is phase one, and you're just very gently hugging the legs into one another. If this is not comfortable for you, you could always place a little cushion between the knees or maybe a block. This is phase one. All right? Now inhale the arms straight out. We're going to bring the right arm under the left and bring the hands to the shoulders. Phase one, eagle pose. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, pull the belly in, and then press your arms into one another and use your hands to squeeze the tops of your shoulders. So the shins are hugging into one another, shoulders are backing down the back, and you're kind of giving yourself a hug. Giving yourself a hug like this is a really good thing to help your nervous system release after a stressful event. Okay, so this is phase one. You can work from here. Phase two, bring the knees to crossed, bring the legs to crossed. So right knee on top, draw the belly in, and draw the shoulder blades down the back. You can also bring the back of the hands to one another, and you can stack the elbows. Press the back of the hands together, One elbow is on top of the other elbow. Draw the shoulder blades down the back and feel the stretch in the tops of the shoulders. This is phase 2. So meet yourself where you are today. Phase 3, we're going to take the right foot and hook it behind the left leg. And then we're going to take the right fingers to the palm of the left hand. Draw the shoulders down the back. This is phase 3. Keep the belly pulling in. And everybody, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, everybody, pull your shoulder blades down the back and bring your head back over your body. We want to keep that neck curving, so don't let your head come forward. Pull the belly in. One more round of breath here. And then inhale, reaching up, release, switch. So we're going to bring the left hand under, whichever you did the last time, to the opposite. Left leg is crossing over the front. Root down, hug the shins in together, and then you can bring your hands to your shoulders for phase 1. Squeeze, give yourself that hug. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, pull the belly in. Okay, phase 2, back of the arms, back of the hands together. We're going to cross the legs. Breathing here. Phase 3, we're going to bring those left toes behind and bring the fingers to the palms. Draw the shoulders down the back. Everybody, deepen your breath. Inhaling slowly, deeply. Exhale, soften and release the shoulders. One more round of breath in this position. And then inhale, release up. Exhale, uncross. Bring your hands to clasped behind your back. If you are not able to do this comfortably, you can always grab your strap and take a hold of the strap with the hands further apart. So clasping the hands together, inhale, outer edges of the collarbones lift, lift the chin. Exhale, bring the shoulder blades down the back. Open the heart. A little bit of a back bend. And then if you have room to work, soften and release the tops of your shoulders. This softening and releasing creates space to deepen the pose. So soften and release the tops of the shoulders, then bring the head back, straighten the arms as much as you're able to. Straightening the arms back. Open the heart. Feel that work in the shoulders. Soften and release the neck. One more round of breath in this position. And then release the pose. Arms dangling at your sides. Long spine. Inhale, super slow motion. This is our sloth aerobics here. Super slow motion. Lift the shoulders. Keep your chin lifted. Letting the shoulders float slowly upward toward the ears. Keep the chin slightly lifted and the head over the body. And then super slow, 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 melt the shoulders down. One more time. Inhale, slowly lifting the shoulders up. Exhale, super slowly melting the shoulders down. We're going to clasp our hands at the back of the skull and allow our thumbs to come to the neck. Do a little massage on the neck here. Release any tension that you may have created with that eagle pose using the thumbs at the back of the base of the skull. So the base of the skull and the back of the neck. Bring your shoulders down, soften and release the tops of the shoulders. Use the thumbs for a little massage. Keep that breath moving through. And then bring your fingertips to your earlobes. And this might feel kind of good as you pull your earlobes down, maybe open your jaw, release the jaw as you gently pull down on the earlobes. All right, we're going to move into Shavasana. Congratulations on another class completed. You're welcome to sit back in your chair and rest your back against the back of the chair. If you prefer to do Shavasana on the floor or your bed, stretch out, release, relax, enjoy. So Shavasana is where we take a few moments to allow all of this good energy work that we've done through wringing stress and tension out of our muscles to really soak in. So find your comfortable, either seated or lying down position. I'm going to play the bowls for us for our Shavasana. Close your eyes. Tune into the breath. So the goal is to stay present in the moment. If you have a difficult time staying present, you can always count the breath. Pulling the breath slowly into the count of 3. And then extend your exhale to the count of 5. Inhale, expanding. Exhale, soften and release into the support of your chair or the floor. Allow your breath to deepen. little bit of movement back into the body. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe gently turn your head side to side. If you're on the floor, roll to your right side. Take a moment to pause. Place your left hand on the floor in front of you. Lengthen the spine, expand with breath before you make your way up to seated. If you're sitting in a chair, just go ahead and scoot back up to the front of the chair. Allow your sits bones to come to the front of the chair and lengthen up through the spine. Eyes still closed. We always want to come out of Shavasana very slowly so that we can hold on to the feelings of ease and relaxation that we have cultivated for our nervous systems through our practice. And then allowing the eyes to open. We'll close today chanting Om, Ah, open the throat, release the jaw, O, rounding the lips, tip of the tongue lightly behind the front two teeth. Feel into the vibrations in your sinuses and your whole body as you tone or create tone. Ah, O, Okay, allow the breath to flow in. Om. Again. Om. Once more. Om. We'll close today with our hands in prayer position, and we bow in celebration of the divine spark in every heart, and in gratitude for sharing this practice together today. Namaste. Thank you again for being here. If you are new to the class,